Hi there, I'm Jenny Wright, and I want to welcome you to this episode of List Build and Lead. This show is all about helping you find amazing leads so that you can convert them into paying customers, clients, and students, as well as build up your email marketing list with truly authentic people who care what you do and want to participate in your online journey. Okay, so today what I want to focus on is talking to you about summits. And if you know me, you know I do a lot of summits. And today's episode I've affectionately called The Next Generation of Summits and Why They're Kicking Butt. So there was a way to do summits, and some people are still teaching this way, and it drives me crazy because it is not effective. And then there's the way that we're doing it now. We'll call it 2.0. And in this new way of doing summits, we are getting amazing results. So we're going to talk about the old way and the results people were getting there and how that has changed and why we have to evolve. And then the new way, the way I'm doing it, the way that I'm showing people how to do it, and the results people are getting. I'm going to share some results with you today. Okay, so if you want to build your list, if you've thought about doing a summit, if you're just getting into doing a summit, if you're one of my clients and we're doing a summit together, watch this training. It's going to be helpful to you so that you can understand fully what you're getting into and how we're going to create the best possible event. Okay, and at the end, I am going to tell you that I am offering a free call with me. If you want to book it, you can speak to me about how to create a list build, a summit, a challenge, a webinar, a panel, all the different kinds. I'm going to give you guys some free advice, so you'll be able to book that as well. Okay, so I'm going to share a link, but let's dive into the training. So here's my little sort of not so well documented history of summits. I started doing them in 2012. I've done about 240 successful summits with our clients and for our business. So if you're kind of going, wow, that averages at approximately 30 summits a year. Okay, and I do these with our clients to help them grow their lists, inject new ideal leads, and for them to be able to close on their programs, products, and services. That's it. So what is a virtual summit? If you don't know, quickly I'll tell you. It is a digital online event. It's been called a telesummit, digital conference. There's tons of names, and you guys can go and Google that. But for our purposes, I'm just going to call it a summit. And you, as the host, interview anywhere between 6 to 30 some odd experts in your ideal niche, okay, about a topic. You pick a topic out of your niche and you focus on that for the summit. Ideally, the topic that you're picking is relevant to the program, product, or service that you want to offer at the end of the summit. Okay, so you should be working backwards, but I digress. It's a collaborative event. You're going to be interviewing, like I said, 6 to 30 experts. You're going to be interviewing them. Those are all pre-recorded. You're going to do that in advance. You're going to have a promotional period. There's going to be some tech involved where there's an opt-in page that people go to. And then on a certain date, the interviews start going live and they get dripped out over a certain number of days. That could be 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, 12 days. It depends on the type and the end goal. That's all part of the strategy that I work on with clients to create a bespoke summit experience. Okay, so those interviews are all dripped out. Your experts, as getting interviewed on your event, when we go into that promotional period that leads up to launch, they promote the event to their online audiences, their email marketing audiences, everywhere we can get them to promote, we will, YouTube, etc. So that when people see that from their audiences, they will come to your landing page. They will see this beautiful landing page and they will actually opt in, convert to being on your list. So that's how you grow your list, right? Experts promote, they promote it to their tribes. You get to get eyeballs on your opt-in page for this event and people sign up. It's completely free, right, to sign up. And there's usually, sometimes people do an upgrade package where they're selling the interviews for a certain price. Okay, that's pretty much a summit in its simplicity. Now there's a lot more detail to that, and I'm willing to talk about that, no problem, I can create a training on that, but let's just focus on what we're focusing on. Okay, so the benefits to a summit are really simple. 1, list building. 2, lead generation. 3, exposure. 4, content. And that's the magic of a summit, right? So you're going to grow your list. You're going to be attracting your ideal client into your list. That's the lead generation. You're going to be creating exposure for yourself and your experts, which is great. Now you are seen as an expert in your field, and you create a boatload of content that you can repurpose for years to come, okay? So a summit's not just a one and done, it's a get it done and do a ton of other things. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so moving on. What are summits, like what was summits back in the day? We'll call them 1.0. What was that? Well, the way it was done and the way it was explained to me when I actually joined a program that helped me build summits was it was 21 experts interviewed and released over 21 days. Okay, it was not very blue ocean, as they say. People were working in very busy niches. The interviews, it didn't really matter the quality as much. You could have experts from all sorts of different niches on your event, and you didn't have to worry about being too focused. Copy wasn't that great, interviews weren't that great. And I mean, I'm generalizing, okay? There was some really good stuff out there. Graphics were being done on Fiverr for 20 bucks. Interview quality didn't have lights, didn't have a microphone, didn't have good quality video. All that wasn't happening. It was really, it was just less production value because we could get away with it. Back in the day, you could create a summit about basket weaving and 5,000 people would show up. It was incredible. Opt-in rates were huge because there was less noise, there was less information being shared, there was less elevated consumer thoughts on what they wanted to and what they could expect. Since then, since we started doing summits back in the day and what we do now, there is a lot more on the quality and the production value and the content value than there ever was, right? So that was then. And those promises of basically throw up a summit about anything, get 5,000 people and make $100,000 in your first year of business, by the way, that was what was promised to me, doesn't work now. And it didn't really work then, but I digress, and that's like another story for another time. So what is Summits 2.0? What's this next generation of summits, and why am I doing it differently, and how is it helping our clients? Well, one, we are absolutely looking for like I said, a pie within a pie within a pie, as opposed to we're just talking all about weight loss and we're doing a summit with 21 experts and they're from all different areas of weight loss. We're focusing in on the really small niched in area. So you're only speaking to a very small segment of people. And the reason that we're doing that is back in the day, we would get like 3,000 or 4,000 people signing up for our summits. But as soon as we went to go and pitch to those people, we lost hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people through attrition. They would just unsubscribe because they didn't care. They were looking for, not everybody in weight loss or not everybody in business or whatever is looking for that one thing you offer, right? And you as an expert, as a business owner, you're not going to be offering all different types of weight loss. You're going to focus on your signature system. Well, unless your summit is specifically about your signature system, everybody else in the pie doesn't care. And they're probably going to unsubscribe or they're going to stop listening to you. The only people who care are the people down in this little piece. That's it. Okay. So in Summits Next Generation or 2.0, we're only focusing on that. The summit is only on the stuff in this little area as opposed to the rest of the pie. We don't even touch the rest of the pie anymore. We just focus in. Okay. It's called being a super niched in. That's it. Super niched in. Okay. We don't want to fight for people's attention. And there is a fight out there for people's attention with everything that we're doing online. We're focusing on not fighting. We're focusing on blowing everybody else away by creating super high touch, super high value, loads and loads of interaction. So where it used to be is you would be the host, you'd have your experts, and you guys would be up on your little pedestals, so to speak. And I'm not trying to be derogatory, okay, so don't worry, but you would kind of be separated. And now in Next Generation and 2.0, the barrier has to be gone. The barrier between you and your attendees can no longer exist. You need to be high touch, super, super connected with them. And we do that with things like Facebook groups. We do that with creating morning yoga routines that are happening in your summit no joke. I have, this is what I'm working on with a client. She's doing, we're calling it a virtual retreat. And every morning she will be doing a 7 a.m. sunrise yoga with her participants, because her whole summit is about connecting to your inner power, and yoga can help you do that, right? So that's a high touch, high connecting thing that she's created, and we're putting it into the beginning, like every single morning into her summit. So we're creating all these different opportunities for people to get to know, like, and trust you versus just your experts. Okay, so does that sort of make it easier for you to understand? The other thing is that your speakers really, really matter, and the relationship with your speakers matters. So in Summits Next Generation 2.0, having a relationship with your expert is paramount. So one of the things that some people do, and I don't condone this, and I'll tell you why, is some people will get a VA to search out all their potential experts, connect with that expert, book the interview, and the only time the host speaks to the expert is when they do the interview. There's no other connection. That's it. It's all through the VA. And what that does is it doesn't create a bond. Okay, people don't feel vested in you unless you've made effort with them to get to know them, to understand them, to want to make a relationship with them. So in 2.0, you've really got to be that hands-on person that's like, hey, you know, Monica, I'd love to have you be an expert on my event. Hey, Melissa, I think you'd be an amazing expert on my event, and I watched your webinar a week ago. Hey, Joanne, let's connect. I think, I read your book a couple months ago, and I think it was amazing. And hey, we both love horses, so we've got that in common. Let's connect, and I'd love to see you participate as an expert on my upcoming online event. So you're creating a lot more connection with these people. You're more in touch with these people. By the time you get on an interview, you guys know each other a little bit. That will help you create an offshoot of a summit called a joint venture opportunity, which you want with the right person. So going this way, being more high touch, being more in depth, really thinking things through, creating amazing video, investing in having lights, in having a good camera, in having a good microphone. I have lights all around me right now to create this training, but I use these lights in summits, and they're a great investment. So doing those kinds of things, those elevation techniques, elevating your copy. So if you're not good at copy, outsource it. Elevating your graphics, spending the time or the money to actually invest in somebody, and they don't cost a fortune. Just getting off of sites like Fiverr and finding somebody who is a little bit more trained up on how to create some really great graphics and have them look beautiful is ideal. Or not doing your own graphics in Canva unless you're good at them. Not doing that in Canva, right? So I've seen some atrocious things. So that's part of what Next Generation is. And it's really, really important. So let's talk about some results. Okay, I promised you some results. So these are actual results from a summit that just finished at the time of this recording. The live portion of this summit just closed yesterday. Okay, and this summit was in the love space. But instead of being in the full pie of just, I want to fall in love and meet the man of my dreams, the client, we worked on this, we went smaller pie. Well, this is for women who are a bit more woke or a bit more woo. And then we went smaller pie, and then we went smaller pie until we had a very small subsection of the people who actually want to fall in love and meet the man of their dreams. This was the little piece of pie that we went for. And we only focused on those people. Okay, so the first summit that this client did, they ended up with a lot more people on their summit, but they had a lot more attrition. Okay, this summit, they ended up with 1,832 opt-ins on their event, which is great. I love that. I think it's fabulous. If you're just after numbers, then doing summits the Next Generation style is not your way to go. If you want 10,000 people, you can go do it the old-fashioned way. You'll get them, but you're going to lose a ton. I'd rather do it this way. It gets better results. Out of the people that actually saw the page, my clients had a 54 to 45, 45 to 54% opt-in rate, which means of all the eyeballs that got on that page, if 100 people looked at it, between 45 and 54 people would sign up, which is a great great registration rate. So that's fabulous. That's actually higher than the average. Out of those people that actually signed up, we offered everybody 100 and 1,800 whatever it was people a free 15-minute call with the host. So there were 297 calls booked. Now, not everybody shows up for a call, but from those 15-minute calls, my client was able to convert a whole bunch of those people into a paid call, a paid 1 hour long call for $197. And they made over $4,000 just on those calls. Okay, and they're actively now, these are all just happening right now. The summit just finished and they've been doing these calls. So even though the summit wasn't even over, we had a plan to create sales and made over $4,000. And now that client is actively going to be converting those leads into paying packages for their very specific style of love and attraction coaching. Okay, and the last time we did a summit with this client, and we used part of this strategy. We went a little deeper this time, but we used a little bit of this strategy last time. This client made over $100,000 in sales. No joke. Okay. It is all about high touch. It is all about next generation. It is all about getting that know, like, and trust. It's all about going deeper and spending more time and being more, really dialed in. And that's what I want for you. So what I want to make sure of is, if you guys want to build your list and a summit sounds interesting to you and a next generation sounds even more interesting to you, then I want to help create a strategy for you. This is a no pitch call. I'm not going to sell you anything. I'm just going to help you. And you guys can book that call. There's going to be a link right underneath this video and you can book that and we will have a chat. It'll be 30 minutes. And we'll come up with a strategy and see if a summit is something that would be a good fit and how you would actually go about it. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful to you. Thanks for being here. I'll see you guys on the next episode and I will talk to you all soon. All right, take care. Bye.